Welcome back, everyone. This is Dom, and that was a really, really loud intro. We are playing Kerbal Realism. Today, we are accepting 2 contracts. Actually, I already did that ahead of time, and I even built the rocket ahead of time. Today, yes, we are using a rocket. So this is our current contracts. Today, we want to get this one done from beginning to the end. This is a contract that I've never exactly done correctly before. I've actually done one similar to this, playing around with the contract update, but we are going to rescue Desdin Kerman from Kerbin. And he is actually in an orbit by himself, so he's stuck in an orbit around Kerbin. Rescue him safely. Now, I'm going to show you... Oh yeah, and we're going to do a secondary contract to gather science data, yeah, from around Kerbin. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and take a look at where Desdin is. So yeah, here's Desdin. He's currently floating around the planet at a fairly round orbit of 106 to 102 kilometers. So what our plan is to do is to launch a rocket from here, eventually catch up with Desdin, and let him get onto the rocket and bring him home safely. But what the hard part is that, number one, we don't have a way of controlling a probe. So in other words, we have to bring another Kerbal up to this orbit. When I mean we don't have a way of controlling a probe, we have Remote Tech 2 installed, which requires us to have a data connection the whole time to the probe that we're sending up, the probe core that we're sending up. So that means that we need to bring a Kerbal up with us, and also have space for Desdin whenever we get there. So I'm going to go to the launch pad. We're going to do this. We're going to do this mission, and we'll just see how it goes. And welcome back to the launch pad. We are just about ready to lift off here. We're going to actually go on out to the map view. Take a look at our target. It's just about to fly over us, so we are going to set him as the target, and we will jump back into our craft here. I'm going to go ahead and just fire her off, and we will discuss what's going on here. Now, I've tested this bottom lift stage out before, and I did it with a lot less weight on top. And as you can tell at the top here, we have our command pod, which Jeb is either in this one or this one. I'm not sure. Anyways, he will be in control of one of the pods. One of the other pods is... Sorry, the other pod is for Desdin to actually return back inside. We have shielding on this specific rig. There those go, sweet. We have shielding on this rig in 2 places. On our main lift stage, we have a shield that's actually in between these double decouplers. I just tested this out right before I started recording this section, or this segment. And I need a double, I guess, decoupler here. I've actually not tested the double decoupler out. But if the way I have it set is I want this little teeny bit of shielding attached to this bottom section here to be exposed when it re-enters the atmosphere. Sorry, when the bottom stage re-enters the atmosphere. You're drifting a little bit off of our track here, so we're going to pull ourselves back in. And, at the top, we have our LV909 engine, which is going to be used for most of our rendezvous. And one of the biggest reasons why I chose to use the LV909 is because if we kept this humongous stage in orbit, these engines are not really fast with throttle control. So if I were to cut the engines, and we're going to do that as soon as we reach a nice apoapsis here. I'll tell you when I cut the engines, and then you'll see how long it takes to burn out. Well, the LV909 doesn't seem to have that issue. It tends to follow throttle control really, really well, and I have no issues with little teeny tweaks. Now, that being said, the reason why we have to do that is because we do not have RCS, and when we are in orbit around Kerbin, look at that sunset. When we are in orbit around Kerbin, we will need to make little tweaks to our orbit to be able to rendezvous with Desdin, whether that be a kilometer here or there. So it's very important. All of our stages were destroyed. They're little cheap rockets, so I don't have a problem with that. And we lost our target. I guess launch time wasn't exactly perfect. Now we're getting our apoapsis height to just around 100,000, right around where he's at. And we're going to tip a little bit further over. And I'm going to cut, and there it goes. It took quite a while to shut that engine off. We can't really make little teeny tweaks with this setup, or with this Wildcat 5 engine. This is from KW Rocketry. Can't speak. So we're going to go ahead and warp up to our apoapsis here and make another burn. When I tested this last, we were in a much better position, and I guess I did a much better launch. Need to work on those. Okay, we're going to tip ourselves over. Just about at apoapsis here. We're just going to round out the orbit as best as we can, and then we'll work on our rendezvous on our next stage. This should cut out, or our exit, or our orbit stage here should be able to cut out just about when we are just about to reach our circularization. Maybe not, maybe a little bit earlier. There it goes. We're going to lose it. And 3, 2, 1, boom. And go ahead and burn away from it. Hoping we have enough fuel for this. Oh yes, we should definitely have enough fuel for this. So the way I designed this out is that we would be able to, number one, leave all of this behind, which is great. But also, we would be re-entering and kind of ditching this. All of our LV909, maybe a little bit of fuel left. This control wheel, these would all be lost upon re-entry. I'm hoping that main stage, which is fairly expensive, can be recovered. Okay, so let's go ahead and figure out what our intercept will look like here. Now, we're on a little bit of a smaller orbit than him, which is exactly what we need. But we need for us to be even lower than this, I think. Just so we can catch up. So we are actually going to spin her around, kind of lower our apoapsis just a smidge more, just so we have a nice solid encounter period here. And then when we get to about here, we are going to actually kind of circularize ourselves out again, just because we're going to be at a decent distance away from him. So we're going to wait till that point. I don't have very much electric charge on this. Now that was a big oversight. We can't stay out here forever because our life systems require life support systems require electric charge, and the LV909 does not replenish our charge. So we can only do 1 or 2 orbits before we have to re-enter, for fear of killing the pilots here. And as soon as we get Desdin on board, we're going to have to, of course, ditch and go back into orbit. Let's go ahead and, not orbit, into the atmosphere again. Now, if we wait for one more orbit, which I'm pretty sure we can still do, we will be even closer. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe we will wait. We're going to get to right around there. Okay, we're going to turn ourselves to our ascending node. Rendezvous. There it is. I have no idea how to read any of these things here, but I think our ascending and descending is not horrible, but anyways, we are going to go ahead and just kind of burn towards our apoapsis again. Not apoapsis, our positive vector there. So we will be within 4.5 kilometers. at the light side of the planet there. Now, what I want to do is actually do a maneuver and kill off our distance here, 4.9, then 4.4. Okay, so we'll have a decent ascending, descending from now on. So we're going to jump over to that vector, and I do apologize, it is dark. I'm actually using new recording software. I was having an issue with the with Fraps recording for some awkward reason recently, so I'm actually switched to Shadow Play. Yeah, Fraps was giving me an issue with recording this specific game for some reason. So there's our nice little burn. We will be very, very close to Desdin when we get to this point. We can probably fine-tune this out by... Let's see what that did for us. Nope, not exactly what I wanted to do. There we go. 4.4, 3, 2, 1, and we're losing progress there. Whoop. 1.1 kilometers when we get to the lighter, almost dead side of the planet. And then we'll make final minor adjustments there. And as you guys can tell, I did have great throttle control with that. We are really, really close to him. He's probably... Yep, there he is. Could probably almost see him. Get to the other side there. Just going to make a maneuver node for us to know, so we know not to go too far. We're warping in. Ooh, boy. Oh yeah, he just loaded into distance there. Now, not exactly sure if that means he's going to die if we get too far away from him. But what I want to do is actually kill off our relative speed. So what I'm going to do is just kind of burn towards our target descending node, or our target vector there. And now we are basically parked next to Desdin. I'm going to try to go ahead and put our spacecraft there in a vertical orientation and spin it so that we have a better orientation there. And see if I can just kind of switch to him. Oh, I can. And there we are. Cool. Awesome. Does he have any RCS? He has RCS. He has no other amenities, though. Here we go. We're going to try to do this the old-fashioned way. Just kind of bring him into the orbiter. Cool. Okay, I don't know which pod has Jebediah in it, and of course music kicks in now. Go up, please. And Desdin Kerman, no. It doesn't let me figure it out. Well, so we're gonna try the bottom one and see if you can get in. Nope, it's full. So we're gonna try the top one. There he is, cool. Awesome, so we're gonna do a crew report from up here. And we're not, we are actually gonna let Desdin get back out. Do an EVA report. Just above the deserts, that's excellent. Now we have Desdin. So we don't have to have the rendezvous open anymore. Now, what I want to do is probably land on the sunny side here. I don't really care where. I'm actually going to go ahead and just do my burn now to re-enter. Like I said, we're probably going to lose... We are going to lose the stage that's below us. So a little bit of propulsion that we brought with us. Whoop! And let's take a look at that. Excellent. Okay, so we're there. I think that should be decent enough. That's pretty good. So we'll probably be landing on the light side of the planet. Let's take a look. There's Desdin. Good. What's this? Get Desdin Kerman aboard a vessel. Cool. And Orbiter 2... Oh, cool, we got it. Orbiter 2 debris... We got... So the heat shield actually saved that stage. We put a heat shield on there. We put those rockets, etc. on there. We got a total refund of $6,800 just for covering that stage because it had parachutes and a heat shield, which is really cool. And we had a... What is this? This is the two decouplers, the ones that were paired together. It was only $400, but it was definitely worth it. Awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and just time warp up ahead. And as soon as we start our re-entry, we are going to lose this bottom stage. It's really dark. Oop, a little bit of lag there. Let's go ahead and kill the stage. There that goes. And we will reposition ourselves to... actually, we're going to put ourselves in this direction here. In our descending node direction. Or whatever that's called. And we're actually going to go ahead and just let ourselves speed up in this view. Okay. Could have done this a little bit better. We might not be landing in the light. It's too dark, Captain. Okay, so we're going to actually do... I'm going to show off one of the mods that I've installed recently, and we're going to do that by switching to here. This is an in-orbital view, or sorry, in-orbiter view here, so we're actually in one of the pods. We can be in either pod here. So the internal structure is a little bit different, also with these multifunction displays here. I installed a mod called Raster Prop Monitor, and it allows us to have a bunch of things in here that actually work. So all of our action groups, we can turn SAS on and off from here. Basically, you can fly the entire craft from inside of this cockpit. Now, one of my favorite parts about it is vessel view here. It's really interesting. It's a mod that these multifunction displays here allow me to basically have nice little things in this. First of all, we're going to move ourselves to our descending node there. Allow us to have a bunch of extra little things. So what we're going to probably do, passive display modes. Oop, let's go to passive display modes there. And then we can do... No. I want display configuration. Display auto rotation. And we will make it automatically spin. So that's our craft, and it's automatically spinning. You can see actually everything on it. It allows me to actually choose, what are those things? Little modules from it. So if we have interactive modes, we can take a look at the... Ooh, I think we're having an issue. I think we're re-entering. Excellent. Looks like there's heat issues. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Let's go back onto these parts. So we could actually, if we wanted to, we could go to different parts. So it's currently right now selecting this Mark 1 pod. If we wanted to, we could connect to this one. So we'll select on the Mark 1 pod. So this is our currently selected pod. And now we have the real chutes cone selected, so that's green right there. We can go ahead and deploy chute, arm chute, or just look at the info if we wanted to. It's as if we were in the normal view. Here we are. The normal view out here, if we were to like right-click on a part. It's really interesting. I'm kind of planning on doing an IVA mission in the future once I get more used to those mods. A little bit of back use would be a little bit better. we are definitely going to be re-entering on the light side and probably landing on the ground. We don't need vessel information anymore. So let's take a look at our shielding here. We have basically full shielding almost still. We are currently experiencing 408 centigrade. We are going to be slowing down even more rapidly than that, than what we are now. Very, very soon, as soon as we hit the thicker part of the atmosphere. And then our heat will go up. Should go up. Now, the shielding on the bottom of this pod should take most of the brunt. And it should actually save us from burning up in the atmosphere. We're actually going to turn off SAS and allow the ship to kind of find its own center as we go in. Most of the heat should be taken away by this shield right here, though. Let's hit that thicker part so we can see the effects. Here we go. There we go. We can see our shielding slowly decreasing there, which is actually a good thing. And our surface speed is definitely decreasing, but our heat is increasing slightly on all our parts. I don't think the heat should be hitting the real chute here, which is actually the issue in the matter. If we lose that, or if we lose one of the pods, of course, they're dead as well. Looks like the flight engineer is getting a little bit of heat issues as well. Once we slow down enough, we should be okay, not worried about exploding. Yeah, this pod should be perfectly fine. Let's see what the view actually looks like from inside. There we go. Some fire effects. This is probably from Desdin's view. The top pod. And there we go. Cool. I don't think we have to worry about our heat anymore. It's probably going to go up for a little bit until we rapidly decrease and then slowly go back down once we remove a bunch of our speed. Now, I deployed my chutes fairly high. That's mostly because I know that these command pods here are a little bit heavier than just a normal command pod. Yes, this is meant to pick up a lot more weight than this, or hold a lot more weight than this. This is fragile cargo. We lost in re-entry approximately over 100, actually 111 shielding from this ablative shielding on the bottom. And I think that's it, basically. We're going to land this thing puppy nice and safe. Hopefully, when it lands, we're going fairly slow. I don't want to... We're only 2,100 meters above the terrain. I don't want for this to crush one of these command pods to be crushed. And the real chute will make our G-forces go down even further, which is great. And we'll be at 4.9. Perfect. This is going to be great for landing. There's humongous chutes for these little teeny pods. A little bit of an overkill, but well worth it in the end. So we just completed... Oops, stage destroyed. Those were the that was the stage that we threw into the atmosphere right at the very end. Let's go ahead and destroy that. When we recover this mission, we will have enough science... enough science, yes, to research another node. And most of it I got from that Oops episode, or in between this episode and episode 2. Let's go ahead and recover this thing. Actually, where are we? We're in the Highlands. So we are going to do a crew report from here, because I've never been here before. Do an EVA report. Flying over the Highlands. Let's go ahead and let's do a surface sample. Let's go ahead and put that report back in the surface sample, and put you back down there, and we'll take another EVA report from the surface itself. A little bit more science every time. Excellent. And now we can recover our vehicle, or vessel. So from this specific, I don't even know how much science we're going to get. 29.2 just from the science that was on the vessel itself. We got, just from the recovering it, we got 851 funds back. Oop, there's my phone. I'm a professional, I promise. And we got both Desdin and Jeb home safely. And we completed both of our objectives, which gave received science data around from space around Kerbin. Gave us 1 science, which isn't entirely significant, but it gave us 30,000 monies. And we also got Rescue Desdin, which gave us 53,000 monies. Excellent. And now we have 102 science. And what do I want to spend that on? I'm not exactly sure. We'll spend it on a node in the next episode. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time.